just like we had a law of demand, we also have the law of supply. And supply is when firms are using the scarce resources that we have to produce goods and services. So the law of supply says as the price increases, they are going to be more willing to supply that good. Don't confuse price with the cost to make the good. When I'm talking about price here, we're talking about the price that they can sell the product for. So if you have resources and let's say you produce pizza and the price of pizza in the market goes up, you'll be more willing to sell pizza. If the price of pizza in the market goes down, then you're going to be less willing to supply pizza. So as the price increases, we are willing and able to sell more. If the price decreases, we're willing and able to sell less. Okay, so we just like we had a demand schedule, we have a supply schedule. So we just said the law of supply says as the price goes up, we're more willing to supply something. So let's start at the bottom of this schedule. So if the price of whatever it is we're selling is $100, we would be willing and able to sell 1,000 units. But as the price goes up for this good, I'm going to be more willing to sell it. So at 175, I'm willing to sell more at 1,250. And at $250, I'm willing to sell even more. And at 325, willing to sell even more, etc. So higher prices, I'm more willing to sell. So if we look at these points here, again, price is on the y-axis and quantities on the x-axis. So we're just going to take this information from the schedule and put it on the graph. Okay, so at $100, we are willing and able to supply 1,000. So that's going to be this point right here. And as the price goes up to 175, we're more willing to sell. So we'd be willing to sell 1,250. And at 250, we'd be willing to sell 1,500, etc. So this is how we create a supply curve. So that's going to be an upward sloping curve. So I had a little alliteration, demand down. Supply doesn't start with up, but supply has the word up in it. Okay, so supply has the word up. If that helps you remember, then hallelujah. Okay, so just like we had the ability to create a market demand curve, we can do the same thing with market supply. So if we just have two companies in whatever market this is, we are going to horizontally sum the individual firm supplies. Okay, so at $15, Glass Corp is willing to supply 5 of whatever this is, and Tower Incorporated is willing to supply 4. So if we add 5 plus 4, the market supply is going to be 9. So the two companies in the market, they're going to supply 9 at $15. But if the price comes down to 10, the law of supply says they're less willing to sell. So the price comes down to 10. Glass Corp's only willing to supply 3. Tower Corp's only willing to supply 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. And then at $5, 1 plus 2 is 3. So that's how we would create a market supply curve.